So guys, the Dual Parenting Pod is here.
The things people didn't tell us that we found out by ourselves. The good, the bad, the scary, the ugly, and the exciting. So it's called Dual Parenting Pod. Don't forget that. Yes, so anyway, I got home very early. Ibrahim came to pick me up. Then I waited for him to wake up. When Kion woke up, I went to Uncle pushed me away. Like, who you be? He didn't recognize me. He didn't want to play with me. I think I gave him the whole day.
Yeah.
He didn't really come to meet me the whole day. It was the next day when he saw me at home.
Yeah. He just looked at you like, oh, I know you.
Then he came, hugged me. Yeah. Yes, from yesterday. Came, hugged me, held my face. Like, oh, I missed you too. Talk. But he was still young then. So I thoroughly missed him. Then when we now decided to go to Zanzibar.
Man, the guilt was real low. Like I almost changed my mind.
Yeah, like, we decided that we're not going to take Kion because we have been told that
traveling with toddlers and with Zanzibar there was going to be transit. Yeah. So we had to think of what Kion would eat. I have to take what he would eat. It's stressful at that age. What he would eat at what time. And I didn't know whether if he would be jet lagged, if time frame and all that. So I didn't want to risk it. And we're deciding if we would take the nanny with us, if we could afford taking the nanny with us. But we're like, you know what? This is the first time we're traveling since Kion was born. So please, let's have our alone time. Let's do this. Yes, we'll be guilty and all. We'll feel guilty and all, but I beg. You could do all right.
He'll be all right because it was how many days? But just for like 5 or 6 days.
6.
Yeah, so he was going to be all right. So I called my mom. Mom came, my siblings. Oh, my mom didn't come. But my siblings were around. My sisters were around. So they were there with him. So my sister was always doing video calls.
The boy had a good time without us, Jerry.
I'm telling you.
The only thing he used to do was
because he had this routine of waking up in the morning and barging into our room to look for us. And when he barges into he sees us sitting on the bed and look, tea. So he climbs and we start putting on the TV for him and all that. But he will barge in and nobody's there. So he was like, where are these people? So he did that they said he did that for 2 days. Yeah. And when he finally realized that we're not always in the room, he stopped doing it. So it was till we
move on so fast.
I know. So yeah, we did video call as usual. Yes, spoke to him on the phone. The boy is so aware of phones right now because my other phone, once I say, let's talk to grandpa, he looks at that phone.
So he knows that that's the phone that she uses to call grandpa.
Let's talk to grandpa. He would take and he would, once I dial and he hears the ringtone, the caller tone, then he picks it up. But my father has not picked. And he's already, then when they now say hello, and he's quiet, I'll now say, say hello, grandpa. So my dad now knows that he's the one that wants to talk to him. And he went, oh, Muna. My dad doesn't want to agree that he wants to call him Kion. So he calls him Muna. Muna Chisom. Oh, Muna. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I've told my father, stop calling him Muna. Call him Kion. Let the boy know that one name. Let us start.
Let's first establish one in his mind. Then we'll now teach him the others.
I don't know why parents are like that, though.
That's how they are.
So he says Muna, and Kion goes quiet for a while before he now start speaking Mandarin. So anyway,
sometimes we take the phone and run off so that nobody will collect it and talk to grandpa. He'll just until he's satisfied.
Yeah. No, but I actually think he's so fascinated by the red button because he's always. I think he thinks it's the YouTube.
Have you noticed that if you're talking to grandpa and he's fighting for the phone and you give it to him,
he leaves it.
He doesn't press the red button. When you take the phone back and he's struggling for it, then after a while he'll just hang up.
He'll cut the call.
He just cut the call.
Like nobody's going to talk.
If I'm not the one talking to grandpa, nobody's going to talk to him. I'm just like, bruh, you have to. Sharing is caring.
Yeah. So when we traveled to Zanzibar, we felt guilty, but
for like a day.
Maybe no, but every day we thought about him.
Of course, no.
We thought about him. We wanted to, but then we.
But we moved on. I mean, life is short.
Yes.
The trip was shorter.
Yes.
So let's be clear.
The thing is, we moved on because he too moved on, and he was fine. We got back and he was fine. He was happy.
He was actually happy to see us.
He was very happy to see us. Yeah. So he was very all right, man. He was good. So some of you might be wondering why we decided to travel without Keon.
It was very sound advice that we got.
We got very good advice. So our neighbors who has a child, a boy as well, who was born a week before Keon was born, traveled. Both of them traveled with their son, William. And when they came back, I was like, oh, that they traveled to Europe. I'm like, oh, how was it? And they did transit, and they were like,
never again.
Never again. I'm like, what happened? I said, oh my God, that Keon screamed. I said, Keon, William screamed all day on the plane. He did this, he did that. I'm like, what? That he was throwing tantrums and that. I'm like,
because it's a lot of new information that they are being exposed to at the same time, and because they're constantly moving, things are changing rapidly. It's a lot for kids. Sometimes I wonder how traumatized I would be if I did here now, right? I start taking a nap, put my head down, I sleep off. Then 30 minutes later, I wake up, and then I'm in some random place, with strange people around because I slept off, and then they carried me, put me inside car, and drove me somewhere else, and then that's where I woke up. And that's what kids experience every time they sleep off or they are asleep at home, and then you take them to work or take them to a party or for a play date. They go to sleep in the place that they are comfortable and used to, and then they wake up in some random, rowdy, noisy place with people.
And most times, Keon he won't sleep.
Yeah.
He won't sleep in that new environment that you've put him in. He won't sleep. He'll be awake and be cranky.
He'll just be cranky, okay.
So we gave ourselves brain. Yeah, and then there's COVID. So we thought about it. I'm like, kids are not allowed to take vaccines now. So we didn't want to expose him to that. So we decided, you know what? Let's go and enjoy it.
It was a very welcome reason, excuse, to not travel with him.
Yeah.
It was very welcome.
And it wasn't just our neighbor who told me that. A few of my friends who had traveled with toddlers and were like, it's hard.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it. That's why some people decide that they want to travel with their nannies which is more.
And even with that, it's stressful.
Yeah.
It's still stressful.
And it's more money for you because you have to pay for the nanny's tickets and do visa get a visa for her or him. So no.
See the way you say that? So no.
No.
It's
No.
you don't 1 over 10. Do not recommend.
We have
0 over 10.
we have plans. So that one or that barrel, it did not enter the plan. So yeah.
Oh, it
brought back memories.
Yeah,
though.
because when a baby arrives, you adapt. The new normal becomes what it is. You now
start acting like a mother, like a father.
You now forget that you used to be carefree and badly behaved and irresponsible with your time. You could wake up at 2 a.m. and decide that you want to go for a walk, or you want to cook and eat together, or you just want to play loud music.
Or you can decide that, you know what, so time in the year, this month, I want to travel.
No, I'm saying
you can pick up and say you want
those
to
are things
travel.
that you could do before you had
a child.
Kids. But once they arrive, all those things are out the window. You now have to plan your entire existence around them. So being
you have to plan money.
I'm telling you. So being away without Keon was, as she said, brought back old memories from when we were dating and when we had just got married, to us rediscovering other things about how we used to be together. And as much as we missed him and we felt guilty for,
leaving him,
but we needed it. We needed it because thankfully our friendship was still strong.
Yeah.
And our sex life was good. But there are other types of intimacy, just being together and focusing fully on each other. Like for the first time in
3 years.
Yeah, because from when we got pregnant, the focus was no longer on just you. It was both of us. Our focus was just
on him. So he had all the attention.
So for the first time in almost 3 years, we focused on each other. Like it was just you and I, and everything that I wanted to do was about you. Everything I wanted to do was about me. It was just us. So I feel like our tank was running low, but then, and it doesn't have to be a long break. It doesn't have to be a long holiday. We're gone
6 days.
The holiday itself was 6 days, but we're gone for like 8 days,
Transit
travel.
and all.
So that short period of time was enough to feel like we came back tanked up. Like, okay, we rekindled.
And we made new friends in the process.
Yeah. Because we met new people on, while we're checking in, then on the plane, and then we got them. We're all at the same hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're part of our gang now. Well, new gang members. So yeah, it was good. It
was so much fun. I would want to do it again. But we have decided that yes, we're going to take Kion. But when he's older.
Maybe like when he's 3.
When he's 3. When he understands that, you know what?
Because then it would be easy, would be able to. So I feel like the best way to is if. So a lot of the time, I realized that most of these toddlers, how will I put this now? You know how I get antsy when you spring up something on me. Like I like to plan ahead. I like to know what I'm doing next tomorrow. I like to know what I'm doing tomorrow. And if I made up my mind that tomorrow I'm going to stay home and paint, and then you now say, oh, babe, we have to do this and that. Like tomorrow now that I've made up my mind about, tomorrow morning you now tell me that, oh, we have to do this or do that. We have to go here or go there. Remember how I get very antsy. I'm like, oh, it wasn't part of the plan. I get very agitated because I'm like trying to recalibrate, because going out for me requires a lot of... I'm not a very outdoor person. Let me just put it like that. I'm a very indoor, type of human being. So it takes a lot of emotional bandwidth to be out and about and be, hey, Chidinma, get out. And I know why you're laughing. It takes a lot for me to... So I feel like with children and with little humans like that, when they get old enough to have certain conversations, I think it might help. And I think it's something we should try, is we'll tell him, okay, but tomorrow, this is what we're doing. Or if it's that day, we're like, after you're done having lunch, mommy's going to dress you up, and then we're going to go to the car and we're going to see Shaitan and Ife. You understand? That way they know what's going on. Instead of, just bath him, give him food, wear clothes, put her inside motor, carry him somewhere to one string. It's like, what's going on? You understand? So I feel like, let's just, the way that you would update me and be like, okay, this is what we're doing. So we'll just let him know that, okay, this is what we're doing, this is where we're going, this is what we're going to see. So they're not shocked or surprised, or unless we're buying them nice gifts, and you can surprise them like that. But Waka, let's just try and make sure that we let him know.
I hear you. And I acknowledge what you have said. Thank you, Chidinma. But moving forward,
yes, ma'am,
I feel like you will be the one that will have that conversation.
I don't mind. So I hear you.
That's if you would sustain that conversation.
Hey, looks like there's power now. The generator's gone off.
Oh, yeah.
So guys, you've been hearing that hum in the background. Yes, Nanaja we did. The gen has been on.
Yeah.
So yes.
So it has finally gone off.
So I hear you. And I acknowledge what you're saying. But I want you to hear me out. And also acknowledge
I've heard you
that I don't have a problem having the conversations with my guy. Now, my boy, we'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we're having problems communicating, just don't laugh. Just, if you cannot help, then just don't say anything. don't come and stress me because I'm doing the work that we should be doing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, guys, important things to note. One, it is okay to feel guilty when you feel like you should take time out for yourself and your spouse to spend alone, apart from your child or children. It's fine. The guilt is normal. You'll get over it. They'll get over it. They'll be fine. As long as you've made adequate plans and arrangements for them to well looked after and provided for, and they're safe and secure, they're good. Secondly, as much as possible, try and be spontaneous. Do the things that you used to do before the children arrived. Is tough. I'm speaking from experience. It's difficult, but you just try. Even if it is what my friends do, where you sit in the car and watch a movie together and all of that. Do it. So that's just an example. You can find other unique and interesting ways to ensure that yourself and your spouse or partner spend time alone. Then finances. If you plan ahead of time, you know to cost. You understand? You'll be amazed that you can spend as little as 50% of what you normally would spend if you just book ahead.
Yeah, plan ahead.
Just plan and book ahead. So like now I'm already making plans towards, the middle of the year, because that's when it looks like I may have a couple of, a little bit of time off that she might also be available at. So plan ahead. Then your support, your inner circle, be nice to them, because you're going to need them. You understand? So your siblings, your neighbors, your day ones, your grandparents, your children's grandparents, just make sure that you're in everybody's good books, because you never know who you might need to babysit while you guys take that afternoon off or when you guys take that trip. It is very, very important. I think finally communicate with your spouse. Mad important. Communicate. Find out
where their heads,
yeah, and then the things that they want to do when you guys, why are you touching me under the table? Nasty woman. Do it again. Find out what they want and when they want it.
Ooh.
And then so that you guys can align and you can make it happen. Yeah. So with these few points of mine, I hope that I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you should find a way to
have a long time.
Yes. And remember what it was like before the little tyrants came along and took over your existence. They're paying the bills, but they're ruling.
Don't travel with toddlers.
Listen to the woman. Don't do it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for listening
and
watching our podcast as usual. We appreciate you guys. As usual, if you have any comments or anything to tell us about how fantastic we're doing,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Please send your messages and love to at Due Parenting Pod across all social media platforms. And you can follow me on Linda Ejiofor at Instagram. No, on Instagram, sorry. Oh, English show. And at Linda Ejiofor on Twitter. Then.
Oh, yes, you can find me on Instagram at Ibrahim Suleiman Official, and on my favorite playground, Twitter, at Edomalo, EDOMALO. And one day I'll explain why that's my handle. There's a reason behind that. Yeah. And then, yes, please, if you have time and money, please go to my art page. It is at Seek You Art, SEEKYOUART. There's a lot of artwork there. You should check it out. Spend some money, buy some art, be cultured. Yes, thank you. Yes, because as our producer just said, for Kion's tuition, school fees is we're already talking. Hey God, my boy will start going to school. I'm not ready.
Oh, you're ready. I'm ready.
All right, guys, she's ready. I'm not ready, but we'll figure it out. God bless you. Be kind to one another. Please stay safe. Wear your masks. Sanitize your hands. If you're not vaccinated, do the responsible thing. Let the people around you know that you're not. If you're vaccinated, still be responsible. Still wear your mask and still wash your hands and use sanitizer. And because people are being badly behaved and irresponsible.
Are you done?
I'm sorry.
Are you done?
Yes.
With your own message. My own message is, please tell people around you that you care about, that you love them every day. Bye.
Rolling my eyes.
Roll them all you want. It's your goddamn business.
You're rude.
You are rude.
You're rude.
You're rude.